For all those that are about to become new dads, congratulations. You guys have an amazing journey ahead of you. My son right now, he's a little over a year old, and I already have learned so much from him, and I can't wait to keep those experiences growing and keep learning from his growth. So before we jump into it, let me give you a little bit of backstory about my family. Right up here, I'm gonna put a picture of my beautiful wife, Ashton. I personally never thought that I was gonna get married. I never thought that I was gonna have kids. It was just the mindset that I had. And I was okay with that, but it's true when they say you meet the right person, you'll know, and then that'll all change, and that's exactly what happened. You know, when you meet somebody that you genuinely want to introduce to your parents, and you're like, hey mom, I want you to meet so-and-so, it's crazy. It's a great experience. It's a great feeling to have. Below that, I'm gonna put a picture of our son, Grayson. He is a ham. He's wonderful. He's, like I said, he's a little over a year old now, and I've already learned so much from this kid. It's crazy seeing something that you created start to gain a personality and start to have certain traits that he does, certain things that he does. It's an amazing feeling, and it's something that I can't even explain. It's an experience that you would definitely have to have. So, into the bulk of the video. The thing that I wanted to share today are the 5 things that I wish I would have done prior to having our son to prepare for the journey of being a dad. So let's get into it. Number 1 is sleep schedule. I cannot stress this enough, guys. If you have not had your kid yet, try to work on fitting a sleep schedule before he's born that'll mimic, you know, what a child's or a newborn sleep schedule will be like. If you go online and you search it, you'll find out very quickly that you're gonna lose a lot of sleep. I was working a full-time job at the time, so I was like, you know what, I'm good. I work a lot anyways. I'll be fine. I'll be able to keep up with them. But it's a whole new level of not getting sleep in the beginning. Luckily, our son slept through the night most of the night, but in about 4 or 5 months, he started waking up in the middle of the night like he should, and it was crazy. Every 3 hours, him waking up to either feed him or change him, or he just wanted to be held. And you know, you gotta wake up, you gotta do the things you gotta do as a dad, and that's your responsibility. So definitely work on getting some sort of sleep schedule down that kind of mimics it. I mean, you'll never know based off of your child, but like I said, if you go online and you research it, you'll get a general sense of when you're gonna be sleeping and when you're not gonna be. Definitely a key point is too, when your child is sleeping, take every advantage of sleeping. Who cares if it's like 12:30 in the afternoon? If your child's sleeping and you're at home chilling, go to sleep, because those moments are precious when you can both be sleeping and both be getting the rest that you need. Number 2 on that list is going to be reading. I wish I would have read books about becoming a parent prior to our son being born. I wish I would have read anything prior to that, but I'm not much of a reader. I've definitely taken it up this year. I made it one of my 2019 goals is to read 12 books this year, which I'm already 1 down, so I am on track. But yeah, parenting books, from my understanding and from what others have told me, have been a lifesaver. You learn so much about becoming a parent prior to actually having your child that you can kind of have a smooth transition into it. And that's really what it's all about, you know, because you are having such a major life change. It's key that you have as smooth of a transition as possible into that lifestyle, because if you are completely unprepared for it, you're gonna get thrown for a loop, and it's definitely gonna take you back. Definitely took my wife and I back a little bit. We did a lot of research on our own, but it still definitely took us back for things that we've ran into that, you know, we didn't know what to do. So definitely read up on it. Not necessarily even have to read. You can go on Google or watch a YouTube video about it. I'm sure there's plenty of them out there. But yeah, that's one of the things that I would recommend before you have your kid, is to read up on the life of a parent in general. Number 3 is gonna be learning up on the basic things that you do on a daily basis, on an hourly basis as a parent. That being diaper changes, learning how to swaddle your baby when it's born so you can put him to sleep or her to sleep. Learning how to make a proper bottle, or make the bottle right and warm and without, you know, making it too hot for your kid. Those things are insane, you know. It's one thing to say, you know, I can just look it up real quick if it happens, but when you have a screaming child, or you're in a situation where your child made a mess in their diaper and you're trying to hold him up and he's got stuff all over him and you can't, you know, figure out how to get your phone out of your pocket to look that up while he's crying, it would be nice to just know that beforehand. Let's just say that. Or a swaddle, for instance. I don't know if you know, any of you guys know really what a swaddle is. If you're a new dad, you might not. I didn't know until he was born, but it's basically wrapping your child like a burrito before they go to sleep. And it makes them feel comfortable. It makes them feel, you know, tight and like they're being held, and it lets them sleep a lot better. I had no idea how to do that. I actually had to have my mother-in-law teach me how to do it. because I was completely clueless. So definitely read up on those things, or learn up on those things, the basics, so you can be prepared to fumble your way through it at the first time, but still know what you're doing in a sense, instead of having to be completely clueless with it. Number 4 is going to be prepare your home for your child. That sounds super basic, but again, I've ran into things where I'm like, man, I wish I would have prepared for that prior to bringing our son home. Luckily, we were kind of particular about his nursery, so that was done well before he was born, and everything was set up well before he was born, which is great. But it's things around your house. Your baby's gonna start learning to crawl quickly. Your baby's gonna start learning to grab things quickly. And if your house isn't childproof, you are gonna be in for a mess. Let's just say that. Our house was decently childproof, but let's just say we had a solid few weeks while we were waiting for things that we ordered online to childproof our house to come in, where we were getting up every 5 seconds to go pick up our son and sit down and then put him down and say, hey, stay around here. And obviously he's a child, he's not going to listen, he's curious, he's going to learn, he's going to adventure around the home. So it was a lot of getting up, getting down. But once you get those things like the child-proof doors and the outlet covers and all that stuff, it's great, because you can just kind of relax and know that your child is in a safe space, which means you feel great about yourself. It means you're doing the right thing. So definitely get all that stuff prior to your child coming home. And I know a lot of people will probably say, you have a lot of time to prepare for that once your child is born. I definitely agree that you have time to prepare for that, but the thing is when are you going to find time to do that? Your life is now around this child. You're going to be with him every waking moment that you are free, not working, not doing other things. So making sure that you get that done before he's born or she's born, it's crucial. Number 5 is going to be get ready to have a lot of fun. I know I said a lot of things in the past 4 that were kind of like could have gotten somebody scared, or couldn't gotten somebody worried about the journey ahead, but being a dad or a parent in general is the craziest experience ever. Not to panic when you find out is a huge thing too, because I know a lot of people don't necessarily prepare to have a kid. They're kind of caught off guard by it. So are we, and that's perfectly okay. It's not a bad thing, but if you get overwhelmed or you start to freak out about it, your emotions get the best of you, and that's not the good thing. Parenthood is an awesome, awesome, awesome journey. And that's the way that I chose to look at it when I found out that we were having a kid. I got extremely excited to go on this journey with my now wife and our son. It was just a complete life change, which is right up my alley. I'm one that hates complacency. I hate things that get routine. So making this change in our lives has been so much, because it's a constant adventure every day in a good way. I remember when my wife and I found out, we went and got Chipotle one day, and she's like, yeah, I think I might be pregnant. Let's go get a pregnancy test. And I was just like, okay, yeah, whatever. You're not pregnant. It's not a big deal. We went and got Chipotle, went back to our apartment, and little did we know we were pregnant. And still to this day, whenever anybody asks how she told me, she's like, yeah, we were eating Chipotle and we found out we were pregnant. He's like, all right, well, let's go eat some Chipotle, because I chose not to panic. I knew that I was going to have to embrace that. I knew that I was going to be a father. There was nothing that I was going to do to change that. And I was just ready to start preparing for it and ready to start getting those things down and being ready to become a dad. So that's the last thing that I will leave you with is be ready to have a lot of fun. Be ready to learn so much. You'll never meet a parent that doesn't say that they haven't learned or their child hasn't changed them for the better, and I can completely agree with that 100%. And I now get it because I'm a dad. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please drop a like below, subscribe to the channel. I'm thinking about making more regular videos about being a dad, just quirky things about, changing a diaper and stuff like that. But let me know in the comments. This channel is completely open. I have a lot of goals for 2019. That's really what I base this channel around. So I want to make sure that I'm tailoring to what people want, but still working on my stuff. So it's going to be a lot of variety until I really fall into the niche that I like. But I definitely think the dad videos are super cool. Just because I've met so many females that are having children and their significant others have no idea what they're doing, or they have no clue what to do. And you know, it's one thing for a mom to read, you know, a motherhood post or something like that, but I haven't found anything that's like, you know, dads, like things for dads. So this could be a community where we all come together if that's the thing that you guys are into. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.